Hello dear students, welcome once again. Hope you all are well. So today we will discuss about thermal equilibrium. Now as you all know that whenever we touch any object, it creates a feelings, a sensation through which we can easily feel or realize whether a body is hot or cold. If hot, how much? If cold, how much? Means intensity of hotness and coldness. And this is called thermal sensation. So through this thermal sensation of touch or by touch, we can easily decide whether a body is hot or cold, or about its intensity of hotness and coldness. And in case of several bodies, among several bodies, we can also compare about the intensities of hotness and coldness. Why compare? Because the water of a pond is hot with respect to a piece of ice, but it is cold with respect to boiled water, isn't it? Again, we also know that if two bodies are at two different thermal state are kept in contact with each other, means if a hot body and cold body are kept in contact with each other, then heat always flows from hot body to cold body. How long? Till the temperature becomes same. Until and unless the temperature becomes same, through touch we can easily realize which body is hot and which body is cold. But after some time, at a stage it will come when they will be totally unable to create different thermal sensation. It means in that case they will appear either equally hot or either equally cold. In that case, the two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium. It means they will create same thermal sensation. So we can say if two or several bodies having same temperature, or through touching, if several bodies, two or several bodies creates same thermal sensation, then the bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium. Generally inside a room, for example in this room, inside a room, most of the objects or most of the time are in thermal equilibrium. But the question is, if they are not in thermal equilibrium, what will happen? What will be the problem? No problem, because after some time they will automatically reach to the thermal equilibrium with other components of the room. That is a very practical example. If we keep a cup of hot tea, isn't it, or hot water, isn't it, on a table, then after some time it no longer remains hot as earlier. At a time it will come when the tea or the hot water or tea will reach in thermal equilibrium with the other components, isn't it? But the fact is that this thermal sensation by touch cannot be the only dependable method. Why? Because you all know that it is impossible to touch an extremely hot and extremely cold object, isn't it? And even if two bodies are kept in contact with each other for a long time, then in that case it also can appear that one body may appear hot and one body may seem hot also. Why? Because in winter, if a piece of iron and a piece of wood, or if a iron chair or a wooden chair are kept in contact with each other, then obviously the iron object or iron chair or iron piece of iron will, isn't it, will seems to be more cold, isn't it? It will seem more colder than that of the wooden chair or the piece of wood. And number 3 is the variation of this thermal sensation from man to man. Why? Because the thermal sensation of a younger person will be much stronger than that of an older person. Just remember it. It is just like the sensation of loudness, isn't it? The sensation of hearing. In case of loudness of a sound, it is not the same for a younger person and the old person. The pop song of Honey Singh seems to be entertaining to the younger generation, whereas in case of the older generation, it seems to be irritating. It is just like that, isn't it? So a younger person, isn't it? Younger persons can touch any hot object easily, but this may be very painful to older generation. So what to do? How to solve this problem? So in that case, we need such a measuring method through which we can easily determine or evaluate the thermal state of two bodies accurately, and which will be totally independent on any person, any place and environment. And based on this goal, through so many and the results of the so many experiments and the experiences are generally expressed or establishes in the form of a law, which is called zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay, strange name, isn't it? Zeroth law. Okay, we will discuss later. So this is zeroth law of thermodynamics. So this zeroth law of dynamics means its function is to determine the thermal state of the two or several bodies in case of contact with each other. Okay, to calculate or to evaluate the thermal state accurately. So if it is possible, to find out the thermal state of two or several bodies accurately, then in that case we can say whether the bodies in contact with each other, whether they are in thermal equilibrium or not. Clear? And this is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. We need to create this confusion, that is all this I have told, that is if it is possible, if we are able to determine or evaluate or calculate the thermal state between several bodies accurately and perfectly, then in that case, in case of touch several bodies, we can say they are in thermal equilibrium. So to evaluate or to explain the thermal equilibrium, the zeroth law of thermodynamics is indispensable. But what is the reason behind this strange name, that is zeroth law, isn't it? Because we all have learnt about Newton's first law of motion, second law, third law, Faraday's first law, second law. Then why it contains some such strange name, isn't it? Now, because thermodynamics contains two laws, which we will discuss in the next video. That is the first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics. Now, after the establishment of the two laws, at first law and second law of thermodynamics were already established. Then it was seen that we need such a law, isn't it, which can, at the introduction of the thermodynamics, which need to define, explain the general property of every matter, which is called temperature. Everybody has a fundamental temperature as a fundamental property. So it was seen that after the invention of first law and second law of thermodynamics, that it is extremely crucial logically and from every side, that without this the concept of first and second thermodynamics is incomplete. And it is the basic, at the introduction, at the beginning of the thermodynamics, we need to establish, we need to explain, we need to discuss about that general property of the matter, and that is temperature. And zeroth law of thermodynamics is that law through which we can get a definition of a concept of temperature, or you can see concept and definition of temperature. Then why zeroth law? From this its significance arises. Now, since after the invention of first law and second law, it was felt that yes, it is required to define the general property at the beginning of the thermodynamics, which is extremely crucial, indispensable and logical before first law of thermodynamics. Because at the beginning, at the introduction, root of the thermodynamics, we need to explain or define the general property which establishes the thermal equilibrium, that is temperature. So since it is essential, absolutely essential and extremely logical before first law of thermodynamics, so that's why it's called zeroth law, isn't it? After the invention of first law, second law, it was realized that yes, we need to define a law, we need such a law, we need a law, it is extremely crucial and indispensable law, that is we have not defined temperature, which is the crucial concept of thermodynamics, isn't it? So after the invention of first and second law, scientists realized that yes, we need to define a law. It is just like they forgot something. Before first law, they need to establish a law. They realized after the invention of first and second law, yes, we need to define the general property of an object which establishes the thermal equilibrium, that is temperature. So since before first law of thermodynamics, it is extremely indispensable and crucial to discuss and logically from all point of view aspect. So that's why it is called zeroth law. It always should come before the first law. So that's why it is called zeroth law of thermodynamics. Clear? So from zeroth law of thermodynamics, we can get concept and definition of temperature. So what is the zeroth law of thermodynamics? Zeroth law of thermodynamics states that if two bodies are separately in thermal equilibrium, okay, with third bodies, okay, then the two bodies are also in thermal equilibrium. Okay, if two bodies A and B are separately in thermal equilibrium with the body C, then obviously A and B will be also in thermal equilibrium. Just like, very easy, suppose A, B and C, okay, A, B and C, okay, A is the brother of C, okay, B is the brother of C. What does it mean? It means A and B are also brother, isn't it? So it is just like that. It means if the temperature of A is equal to C, if the temperature of B is equal to C, it also means that is temperature of A and B is also same. So it means if TA equals to TC, and TB equals to TC. So we can also say according to geometrically that is TA is equal to TB. Up to this it's okay. Why I am saying up to this okay? Now if you say that this is the universal truth, this is a statement from the Vedas. No, this is not the universal truth. It is not applicable for each and every concept of everybody's. It also has some limitation. Okay, you cannot, if you say that it cannot be the universal law with blind eyes, it cannot be universal. There is no question of its universality. Why? I am explaining. A is the brother of C, B is the brother of C, means A is the brother of B, both are brother. Okay. Temperature of A and C are equal, B and C are equal, then temperature of A and B are also equal. Okay, up to this okay. But this is not universal truth. I am saying why. Now suppose there are two straight lines A, B, C and D. AB straight line, CD straight line, both are perpendicular to the straight line EF. That doesn't mean that both AB and CD are perpendicular to each other. So that's why I am saying it has some limitation. It is just a law which has been obtained or derived from so many experiments and some experiences. Only up to this law. Okay, there is no reason to think it as a law of universality. As I said, the statement of the Vedas, because you can see the limit. Okay, two straight line AB is perpendicular to EF, CD is perpendicular to EF. Does it mean that AB and CD are perpendicular? They are parallel. Again, another I am saying. Suppose there is a magnet. At a middle there is a magnet. One is iron and one is nickel. Okay. Now iron is attracted. Okay. Obviously, iron gets attracted by the magnet. Nickel will be also attracted by the magnet. So does it mean iron and nickel will be attracted to by each other? No, because this is only magnet and these are the magnetic materials. So again we can see the limitations of this zeroth law of thermodynamics. Clear? Magnetic material, two magnetic materials never attract each other. But only they can be attracted by the magnet also. So this is just a kind of only a law which is obtained from different experiments and the result of an experiences. Up to this, it is not the law of universe. Okay. So the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay, so what is the significance of zeroth law of thermodynamics? The significance of zeroth law of thermodynamics is that from that it generally, from that we can get, that is we know that every body consists, that is a characteristics property, and which if it is equal with other bodies, then in that case we can say they are in thermal equilibrium. Clear? And that is which is what? That is temperature. Again I am saying, from zeroth law of thermodynamics significance, from this we can get what is its significance, concept and definition of temperature. It means every body or every object contains a characteristics property, general property, and if it is equal to the, and if it is same for other bodies, if it is same with other bodies, then we can say that this body and those bodies or the other bodies are in thermal equilibrium. Clear? And this is the temperature. So from this, that is zeroth law of thermodynamics, we can get alternative definition of temperature. So what is the general definition of temperature? We all know that is temperature is the thermal state which denotes or determines whether a body gives heat to the other body or it will gain heat from other body. Isn't it? Temperature is such a thermal state of a body which determines whether if a body is kept in contact with, whether it will supply, give it, or it will gain it or absorb it. Clear? It was the temperature, the general definition of temperature. But according to zeroth law of thermodynamics, we can get an alternative definition of temperature. That is, temperature is such a physical property of any body whose equality expresses the its thermal equilibrium with others. Clear? So from this definition we can say that is that if all the materials or all the articles inside the body, from this definition we can come to this conclusion. We can come to this conclusion, that is, inside a room all the bodies are in same thermals, are in thermal equilibrium. Okay. Number two, we can easily say that is a hot body, isn't it? The temperature difference between a hot body and a cold body, isn't it? The temperature of a hot water is more than that of a cold water, isn't it? Temperature difference. That is, the temperature of hot water is more and the temperature of cold water is less. Based on this, they are in different thermal state. And if a hot or a cold body are kept in contact with each other for some time, then if any object, any hot object is left in a room or any object, then after some time it will reach in the thermal equilibrium. That temperature will become same with the other objects. Clear? So this is zero clock thermodynamics and thermal equilibrium.